Okay, so today Bigfoot is going to upgrade his machine. This is the machine in question. I've just taken it down the stairs. It's really freaking heavy. I've got some upgrades. These are probably in the spectrum of YouTube videos, relatively modest upgrades, but for me they're pretty hefty. I'm hoping that they'll make a big difference. This is the machine that I use to do all of the YouTube and Factorio and everything else. It served me well. I built it pre-COVID, about 6 months before COVID. Business was doing well, I had some spare money, so I treated myself. But I also treated myself to not just the computer. Let's have a look inside. In fact, I'm going to hoover it first because it's just completely full of dust. Obviously, where it's sitting in my room, it's that top surface is completely sheltered. I can't see it. Now I can see it. It's completely disgusting. I'm not even sure you can see it. Okay, let's have a quick look. Yeah, I'm going to give it a quick once over, and then we can have a look inside. So not only did I treat myself to a new PC, but I also treated myself to a water cooling custom loop thing. Before this I'd never done any sort of water cooling. I always thought it was very cool, and I thought, you know, one day I might give it a go, and then I decided to give it a go. Now, I would not recommend doing this to anybody. It's not just the cost, like every fitting costs a certain amount of money, and there's a lot of fittings in here. You know, the pipe itself is relatively cheap, all things considered, but every time it connects to something, I actually did a diagram years ago. I don't know if I've still got it. I was just trying to detail every pipe fitting in this thing, and then I had problems with the loop itself. So, you know, I did fluid dynamics at university. I understand like pressurized systems. I understand how they work, and theoretically speaking, you know, as long as the whole system is under pressure or in a vacuum, such that if we pull water out, it will automatically draw water in, then it doesn't matter the route of the water. Like, it can go up and it can go down. Because if we have sufficient pressure, we should be able to pull that water through. Now, this is obviously dependent upon friction in the pipes, but I went for big pipes. So I was like, big pipes, surely the friction's going to be relatively low. And that is more or less the case. The problem is that the pump, one of these little pumps, it's not really enough to create the pressure in the first place. Like, when the system's just getting going, filling up the loop, getting every part of the loop so it's under pressure and in water, it's actually quite a lot of strain on the pump. That's probably where the pump's doing most of its work. Once the whole loop is filled, we're just pushing and pulling. But getting it to that point, I've been through several pumps. I mean, the thing is, even when I could get it to work with a pump, because it was working it so hard, it would die very quickly. What I've actually got here is two pumps, 1 and 2, joined together, and that works really, really well. Yeah, don't do this. Don't do this. And obviously it now means that any time I do a PC upgrade, anything that's currently water cooled needs to be water cooled in the future. So, okay. So I mean, this is the thing. We got the 1080 Ti. This was probably just going out of they just stopped selling it when I bought it. So it was a little bit cheap. I don't know. I play Factorio. It's a graphics. It's not really all that important. Reservoir, absolutely filthy. Fans and the radiator. Yeah, flow diameter thingamajig. All of this needs to come out for the proposed upgrade. Let's have a look at some of the bits. We have AMD Ryzen 9 9950 X3D. Oh, sorry about that. This is probably the most expensive thing per unit weight that I have ever purchased or will ever purchase in my life. This thing scares the crap out of me getting this wrong. We've got a motherboard for it to go in. Yeah, it's a motherboard. It's got numbers and letters and, you know, yeah, you probably know more about it than I do. We have an M.2 drive, 4 terabytes, some new compound. We've got 64 DDR5 RAM. Let's move this out of the way. We've got a new CPU cooler, because obviously, you know, we've got a new CPU, so we've got a new cooler, new freaking block to go with it for the water cooling. Yeah, I mean, plug the water in, fix it to the top of the CPU. What's the bing bang bong? It's not really a thumbnail, is it? Let's be honest. But you know, from a Factorio perspective, the CPU should up things. I'm really hoping that's going to make a big difference. Currently, my big space age playthrough is at about 30 frames per second. I'm really interested to see what this does to that number. All of this, to be honest. But that's a long ways away at this moment in time. I get nervous about all of this stuff. It's always just, I never, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. So, things go wrong. I get things wrong. I get impatient. I fire up a YouTube video. I watch like 2 seconds of it. I'm like, I know what I'm doing now. Turn the YouTube video off, scamper off, do my thing. Come back an hour later, finish off the YouTube video and go, oh, that was what I was meant to do. And just, I guess really what it comes down to is that I need this for work. So I'm nervous. I want it back running again. All of that stuff needs to go away. Right, step number 1, completely empty everything in here. Clean every pipe, it's disgusting. We're going to put new fluid in. I've got some pipe, so we might replace some of them if they're particularly disgusting and we can't clean them. Yeah, let's get cracking. The reason why I'm so reluctant to get rid of this is because it's a proper EVGA water block for this specific graphics card. It's like, it's just so pretty. But maybe not as good as a graphics card as I think it is. Okay, let's put that on there. Right. I wish you worked better. There's clearly some sort of pressure build up somewhere that I can't leak from just down here. Right. This is a piece of wood that I've screwed the pump to. It's screwed from the underside, so I really want to take the whole plate out. And I need to take the whole thing out to get to the motherboard to put the new one in. So I don't really want to detach it from this, because believe me, these straps, these are like, they've got like 3 or 4 goes in them before they're going to break or the screws are going to D3. I'm really reluctant to, anyway. Let's, I suppose, let's get all the wiring done. Let's have a look at the wires. Plenty of zip ties, just need my snips. Right, I'm going to the workshop. Okay, snips, that's what we need for many, many zip ties. This is a bigger job. It's a bigger job putting it back together again. I may have nicked you a bit there. Shit. How do I do this with a whole lot more care? Oh, that's disgusting. Yes, it is. Okay. Come on then, show me the goo. Hooray! It'd be easier on its front. Hey, thumbs out. Yeah. Whew. Okay. Oh no. Oh. What the fuck is this? Okay. No, that is it. So a couple of new experiences with this. Number one, I am used to a much more detailed manual. Let me see if I can find my other one. Oh right, yeah, right here, straight on the top of the box. See, this is the manual that I got for my current motherboard, and for idiots like me, these things are just absolutely priceless. Like, everything about this motherboard is in here. Like, I can more or less read, you know, this diagram. This diagram right here just shows everything on the motherboard, where everything goes. And I know that might be obvious for people who look at these things all the time. So, like, look. That's what I got with my current one, right? I know it's several languages, but, you know, this is what I've got with my current one. There's got to be something online. There's got to be something online. This is just not enough. Oh, wait a second. What's this on the back? No, they're just different versions. Where's my motherboard diagram? And you know the real funny thing is that I don't have a computer to be able to download one and print it off, if there was one, because it's here in pieces. Okay, we're gonna have to have a look at this and see what we can find. Okay, I quite like that little piece of plastic. This is so you can plug in all your input, output, on switches, power LED, hard drive, light. Ordinarily they come in different wires, but this actually clips them together. A useful piece of plastic. I don't know what that is. Oh, right, let's have a look at the motherboard. This is a heavy chunk. LED, power LED is down here. So you go there. Okay, that's pretty good. When I get there. Okay. Ooh, wow. 3 right here in front of me. Gen 5, something different. This is only Gen 4 anyway. So I presume we put them in here. Don't know what you are. Who are you? Can I put it up on my phone? I mean, you're going to have to just live with the bar that Samsung made a great phone here. That. No, there's another one. No, this is RGB. Nope. Oh, paid it. So, M.2, where's the bit about M.2s? I'm going to go with my, I mean, the graphics card is going to take up that anyway, so I don't think we can use that top one. Just going to assume it. Let's go get the other one. Things always make me nervous. I'm assuming it goes in like that. Yep. Okay. Josh? Oh, come on, you little shit. Oh, hello. I've got the wrong thing on the right lines. First, A2, B2. Do I want to put the processor in first before I... Right, come on then, processor. Apply block with the bracket. Imagine we're going to need those four dies. That's chunky. Man, it's so small. Useless. Right, we've got a little triangle here. Right. So presumably the plastic thing we're going to get shot of. How do we? Okay. Let's get you in here. What? There's no needles on the back. Is that how it's meant to be? Okay. Binga banga bongo. Careful. That does not want to play. Does not want to spread, it just wants to gloop. I wonder if that's just some of the alcohol left behind. It's definitely not spreading. Okay, we're going to go back to old school styling. Okay. I don't know. That'll do me, I think. I'm going to assume you're clean. Bishady. And you chaps. Alright, all the scary stuff done. What we need to do now, pop this back in the bag and in the box, and then see how many of these pipes we can salvage, because they look real grim. And I have just looked in my PC box and found a whole lot of spare pipes that I must have bought just in case. Because another one of these things is, you know, if you find yourself needing something, you don't have it, then you order it and it takes a few days to get here. So I have extras and spares and all sorts. I have a special box. Oh, I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. Is there any of that? Oh, it's a heavy boy. So, I mean, these have had some sort of white or yellow kind of. These have had some kind of yellow fluid in them, and that was. I know that fluid that was in it, the cooling liquid that was in the computer, looked pretty grim, but it was actually it started its life out as being yellow. That's probably not the best colour to start with. Anyway, there's actually not that many pipes. I thought there were more. No, it looks like it's it. So, I suppose, what's the harm in replacing them all? You know, I have plenty. So, let's disconnect all of this, cut some new pipe up. That will take longer than I think. Still be heavy with no bits in it. Yeah, obviously trying to lock a load of wires there, which I didn't want to do. Okay, day 2. I'm not very well. I went and had a sleep. Didn't get very much done of this yesterday. Went and had a little sleep after it, and I woke up. I've got the flu. So my tea is no longer a tea, it is now a Lemsip.
If you've got the flu, do what any sensible lemon does. Go to bed and take Lemsip.
We need to crack on. I need to get this done. I'm also wearing a hat because it's cold. Anyway. Let's continue. I'm going to start by doing like I/O stuff. That's probably sensible. Okay. The goal here is to reinsert the pump. We've got 4 holes here. Those line up with 4 holes that are on the bottom of here, but obviously when I put this on there I can no longer see the holes. So I think I'm going to try poking the screw through, finding the hole and then screwing it in place somehow. I don't know how I did this first time around. I think I must have clamped it in place. I can't be bothered to go down the workshop again. Let's give this a crack. Let's try that, I suppose. It's in. That's not working. Try again. No. Oh, wait. Oh, that's done. Okay, let's get the other 4 in. That's all this is going. Oh, much better. Okay, yes, bosh. Happy, happy, happy. Right. Let's get the graphics card in. Sweet. I think I am done for the day. It's only 3:30, but I am pooped. All of the wiring is done. Well, yeah, 99%. So what we need to start thinking about is the cooling loop. I don't think I've got it in me today to start. So yeah, we're going to call it a day, I think. Maybe I'll turn the camera on later and we'll see what happens. It's currently daytime, maybe it'll be dark, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, day 3. Yeah, I absolutely was not up at 1 o'clock last night with my head down the toilet. That didn't happen. I've also gained another layer. This is on top of whatever I was wearing yesterday. Anyway, water cooling today. I just want to take you through the loop. Is it a good design? I don't know. It's what I did. Anyway, so we've got the input and the output to the radiator down here. There's a reason why I haven't disconnected any of these or replaced any of the pipes or cleaned it. It's because these are absolutely impossible to get in there in the first place. I don't want to take them out. So the idea is that we have this will feed the radiator, the reservoir. Reservoir will feed the pump. Pump will feed the graphics card. Graphics card will feed the CPU. The CPU will come down, back behind the reservoir and connect into this one. Now, I do actually have a connection up here that I could have brought the CPU to. That would have made things a whole lot easier. It would probably have made the friction that I was talking about at the beginning a whole lot less. The reason why I didn't do that was because I wanted to have a means of draining the loop. So these two down here, they're not just the inputs and the outputs. There's also a stopcock in here which links the inputs and outputs together. So my idea was if I could have a stopcock in here and a drainage point here, which is what I've got, then when I want to drain the loop, I can disengage the stopcock and essentially drain both sides of the loop at the same time. You know, if this pipe was actually coming to the top of the radiator here, and I drained it from just here, I wasn't confident that all of that would come through. So I wanted a point where I could link the inputs and the outputs together and drain them both at the same time. It does kind of work, but I don't know if you saw at the beginning, you know, there's a certain amount of manipulation of the box to be able to get most of the liquid out, and then the liquid doesn't want to come out because of the pump. This is like hydrostatically sealed. The seals on these pumps, they require the liquid to seal them. So you can't run this without liquid in the loop already. It will ruin the pumps. Trust me, I've done it. Part of the reason for that is that it doesn't let liquid flow the other direction. You know, that fluid that gets in the seal, it stops the fluid from going backwards. So it's the liquid with the pumps working well, and to be honest, that's how you know that they're working well, is because the liquid can't go backwards. The liquid that's from the CPU to the graphics card to the pump can't actually flow down there because the pump is so good. So really, you know, I suppose what I should have done is link the two pipes either side of the pump. That would have been a much better idea, but it would have been a whole lot more painful. Anyway, we are where we are. So that's the plan. We've got to connect all these pipes together to all the relevant places. I've got them all cut. We'll see if we've got enough brackets and connectors and whatnot. And hopefully we'll fill up the loop and get it going, and we can get my computer back again. I need this PC. I've given myself 4 days. I've given myself 4 days to get this done. It is day 3. I'm probably a bit behind schedule. You know, I'm not feeling great. Right, anyway. Let's do some piping. Tubing. Ugh. My battery died, but I don't think it really matters because the sun came up and ruined everything anyway. I think we've got some decent light now, it's not terrible. Anyway, we got it all piped up. It didn't actually take that long. It was probably, what, 10-15 minutes or so of me struggling with some pipes to get it all in there. It looks good. You know what? It always looks good at this moment, and then you fill it up. And I suppose it does look good afterwards. It's just, you know, everything's been all well and good up to this point, you know. But now we've got to put some electricity through it, and we've got to put some water in it, and we just got to cross our fingers and hope that everything is okay. So let's get hooked up with some electricity. Yeah, and some water. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little bit nervous. Kind of prevaricating around the issue here. Yeah, this is where things get a little bit worrying, you know. Power. Okay, let's do it. Let's see what happens. I seem to be lacking a kettle lead. I don't know where it's gone. I had one in my box, my computer box, for this specific purpose. I've got to hope that I've got one in the workshop. That's not 100%. I tell you, not every middle-aged man has got a workshop in their back garden full of crap that comes in useful and a useful place to store stuff. But I bet you every middle-aged man has got a box full of wires. Oh yeah, I got many of the damn things. I think I'd bring all of them just in case one or two of them. These might not work. These are years old. I'd say I've got SCART leads. I've got VGA cables. I've got DVI. I've got. Imagine like someone who never threw a cable away for 20 years and just put it in a box. Yeah, I got that box full of wires. Absolutely priceless. Right, let's see what we got here. I'm just going to plug it in. Right. Liquid. Bad news, we don't have any distilled water, it's completely empty. And the bit that I've got in there, probably not worth using, so that's a failure on my part to forward plan. We're just going to have to go straight to full coolant. Now the key to this whole enterprise is this, what do we call it, widget, thingamajig. This is the thing you plug into the power so it turns on the water supply and nothing else. I worry all the time about losing this thing. It's just painful to get another one. Probably not all that painful, but you know, at this point in time it would be painful. So I've just gone with clear. I've done the coloured liquid thing, and I'll be honest, I'm fed up with it staining my damn pipes. The colour doesn't, I don't care about the colour. I may have done when I started. I was going for a whole yellow thing. I mean, the thing is, this is actually necessary. I can't actually wire this up without this one being yellow. I need a break. In order to introduce this connection to something, I need a break around the back to connect this into. So I've got a cable which leads from the power supply and breaks, and then I've got this one. That's where I'm going to connect this, fill up the loop, and then connect those two cables together. I can't switch those around. It's like a 22 and a 10 pin on here. It's just one pin. Anyway, doesn't matter. I don't care about the colours, that's the point. Right. So in order to essentially prime the motor, we've got liquid here. It's actually much more difficult to see now with clear liquid. Have we got liquid here? It looks like we do. I think we've got a bit of liquid in here. Oh, we've got liquid up here. Okay. So I think we're good to go with the pump. Okay. Here we go. Oh. Booyah! Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Middle-aged man succeeds. Oh, if you can't tell, I'm mightily relieved. Oh boy. I can see it dripping down here, but it's the dripping in the pipe. It's definitely in the pipe, right? Yeah, I'm sure that's in the pipe. Oh! Fuck! What a numpskull. I knew I was going to forget about it. I knew I was going to forget about it. Where's my little... Do I put it in here? I've got my oh no! No. That's a freaking disaster. Let me give you the autopsy. Right, so up here I have that valve that I was talking about, this entry point to the reservoir, the radiator that I was talking about earlier that I could use. And I use it to relieve the air pressure when I want to drain the system. And so obviously it's the first thing that I take out, and it's obviously the last thing that needs to go back in again. And I forgot. And the thing is, it's an air out, it lets air out but doesn't let anything in. So right, what I'm going to do is I think I've got a hairdryer somewhere. I'm just going to go out with the hairdryer for 10 minutes. I actually bought this thing in preparation when I did this PC for the first time and then didn't need it. It's still in the bag. Who would have thunk that I wouldn't learn my mistakes? And, I didn't need it. I got it done fine without it fine. And now, I swear, it's probably I'm going to blame it all on the camera. That's what I'm going to do. Right, before we go any further, I'm going to put this thing in. No messing around, I'm not going to have a second time. And I'm just going to leave it for an hour or so. Go away, twiddle my thumbs for a little bit, come back in an hour, see if there's any more drips, see how damp things feel. Oh, what a... I've been looking at that little valve since I took it out, thinking that's going to be the thing I'm going to forget. I knew it. Right. Hold, please. Okay, it's about an hour later. The dripping has ceased. I've been over it with a hairdryer a good few times. I've done my best. We're going to switch it back on and we're going to see what happens. Now the actual big problem, besides the water and the electrics, is that I'm running out of fluid. I've just been spending the best part of the last hour or so Googling where I can find distilled water in the UK, and there isn't anywhere. The best that I can find is deionized water or battery top-up water. So now, as far as I can tell, the forums would seem to suggest that they're basically all of the same thing. But you know, Amazon is going to. It's like 2 weeks away from Christmas. Amazon's going to be 4 or 5 days before I get that water. So see what happens. See how far this goes down. See how much we need. Ugh. Let's press the button. So I suspect that coloration is just whatever was left in the bottom of the tank. I don't like this level, this is way too low. We have got option B. We have the residue of the liquid that we can see in here. They're different manufacturers. So I was kind of reluctant to mix the two, but I suppose if they're already mixed, I mean there's not a lot in there, but it's probably going to do the job. Let's actually we've got a little bit in. Still got a little bit in the in here. Is this going to satisfy me? Okay, I'm a little bit more satisfied with that. I don't really like the idea. I know that I've already got some in there, but I don't like the idea of mixing them properly. That's just a little residue. I should have cleaned it out. I should have distilled water in a bucket. Should have got some in preparation. Should have remembered that I'd run out all sorts of. Right, I want to run it for 20 minutes or so. Just make sure, you know. Just to make sure. There's hinges here. There was another panel. I don't think I could get the other panel in last time. Let's see if we can get this panel in this time. Come on. Yes. Don't blow up, please. We've got nothing. Again. Oh, it was the second monitor. Oh, we've got a mouse. What have we got here? I'm going to need my special keyboard. Can I plug it into the front panel? It sounds like that. Oh, what is the delete? Delete. Press Y to reset TPM. You have bit lockout and encrypt page name. I feel like this is a problem with Windows. All I've done is connect up my hard drives, so I'm assuming I did come prepared. Like I've got a USB for the BIOS and a USB for a fresh Windows installation. I guess that's what we're doing now. I really don't. I hope I don't have to disconnect anything. Right, well, I'm not going to take you through this. Let's cut to when all of this is done. Alright, so you join me literally, I mean, a couple of days later, literally a long time later. I've been away, not necessarily away. What I've been doing is editing this video. I downloaded Photoshop, Premiere Pro, and I was like, well, I've got all this footage to go through. I just want to get cracking. I haven't actually managed to open up Factorio yet. So let's do the ultimate challenge. Let's open up Factorio. It's downloaded. I haven't done this yet. We're going to have to download some mods. I'm probably going to have to set up my controller as well. Let's just see what happens. And we got sound effects. I'm not used to sound effects. All right, let's First step, we've got to make sure our save game files are here. I mean, I've got them on a different hard drive. We can copy them across. That's the first test. Has it backed those up and brought them over? Oh, okay. Well, it's loaded up my last. This is the last place I was, which is my multiplayer server, my Pi multiplayer server I'm doing with a few friends. Let's see what we've got in here. Okay, so we've got everything. And this is probably as good a one as ever. Yep. 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 Okay, controller's not working. Alright, I need to put up the old on-screen display. Aha. Oh, controller don't work. Okay, so that, to me, is mighty freaking impressive. You've got to appreciate that there are several maps in play here. We've got a pretty... This is the factory we're in at the moment. This is a chunky beast. Glibra's on his way. Fulgora should be running. This is the wrong factory. Hold on. Oh boy. This is seamless. This is so good. Ooh, well, I think we all know what this means is that I've got a new upper limit for factories. This is a new number I need to investigate. A real special thank you to my Patreons. More special this time because, you know, the money that you guys have given me has all gone into the things that you've seen in this video. Every single penny of it. And I'm very, very thankful for that fact. It has helped. And I hope you appreciate, you know, the potential factories that I can build. I'm very excited by that fact. You probably might be too. Okay, so we've got it a day. I've got some more videos coming. Not necessarily all Factorio videos. We've got some potential Linux that I want to try out. So yeah, we'll see. Till next time.